Are you planning a wedding now or in the future? Well, let Trees and Trends help you. Today we're going to go over a few items of the way that we've set this up for a rehearsal dinner, or the same techniques can be used for a reception. And maybe you can learn a few tips to help you and go from there. So here we've created our own garden setting. Now you can be planning an event outdoors or in. It can work the same way, either way. The first thing that we did, of course, was decided what tables we wanted to use and the layout for this party. Now, this is set for a more intimate gathering, typically more of the size that you might have with a rehearsal dinner. As you can see, there's a round table set in the middle with the large arrangement on it, and then tables radiating off each side. Depending on the number of guests you have, you can increase your number of tables radiating out, keeping your main feature point in the center, and or break it up into different groups if you're doing a large wedding reception. Still, the same techniques apply. Now here, normally when you see receptions done or rehearsal dinners, there are tablecloths used. I've decided to work a little bit out of the box, showing off the tables that we have. Now these are the reclaimed tables with the reused industrial portions for the pedestals themselves. And then our chairs are new retro chairs based on the old bentwood style. These are fully out of metal, but really graceful in design, and of course, if you've ever sat down in the bentwood chairs before, they're extremely comfortable. They work for very casual gatherings in your home or for more formal settings, as you can see. Now, going from there is the color story. Black and white, or black and cream, or candlelight is always the #1 setting for any formal group. So today we've used black, white, and cream together. To create our tablecloth in the middle, we're using what's called a crinkle shear. Now, you can purchase this in the rolls, just like you do with the plastic mesh, if you're familiar with that from our website. It is pre-crinkled and very sheer, has great body to it, so you can do almost anything. To create the table skirting, I've usually merely used mini lengths, tucked the ends under, slipped a napkin ring on to create the layers, and yet it lets the light go through and capture the chrome base of this table. So you got the glisten of it combining with all the glisten of your silverware and the other silver items that you've used. Now, floral wise for this setting, because we have the chandelier in the center and the candeliers on each side, we can do a tall piece in the middle, which creates the drama that gives you the biggest bang for your buck. On the tables themselves, we've used bubble bowls with smaller, tighter arrangements. Now, the smaller, tighter ones allow for perfect conversation and sight lines, but they don't create a whole lot of drama. Hence, we have the candeliers hanging above, and that gives you lots of different heights and levels. Dish-wise, we're using Isaac Mizrahi dishes combined with other white china sets, so that gives you a little more interest there too, rather than having every place setting exactly the same. Our napkins, we've used the black and white scroll, which for the past year has been the #1 pattern for wedding work. And then again, using our crinkle cloth rather than a placemat or the tablecloth, and stretching it crosswise of the table, and again tucking the end under and using a napkin ring to finish it off for you. Chair ties, especially if you're doing a reception and you're wanting to go a little more over the top, we have used the crinkle cloth. And as I turn this here, again used a different napkin ring, pulling the black down onto the light color to hold that poof and let your tails drape down, and then just tuck a couple of blooms or the succulent, as we have here, into that holder. Succulents, of course, you can see I've used here and in the bubble bowls, are very, very popular and really gaining momentum as both this season and I think into the next season goes along, because they're long lasting, you don't have to worry about wilting, and just give you a lot of nice texture. Another item that we have used to create drama and is great for all party work We get a lot of requests, and you may have seen the lighted branches. Well, this is a great way to make any branch that you have light up or any arrangement. As you can see here in this piece, we have wrapped the wire along the branches and then even draped it throughout the arrangement. Now these are battery pack. They use 3 AA batteries, which last for a couple of weeks, turned on, and it's just a very thin wire with the light inside a bead of glue. These are perfect. They're able to submerge underwater as well as above water. So they're great for all your home decor or party needs where you want a little more drama added and a little speck of light. So then in addition to that, as you move across where we have the large tree, anytime you've got trees or any other means to hang from the ceiling in a room, you can use the assorted lanterns with either real candles or battery operated candles depending on the rules of where you are. Hang them at different levels. Use a couple of different varieties. That gives you a lot more interest there, either all over from your ceiling or grouped in corners of the rooms, which helps take the interest out, increase the size of your rooms, and really make your parties that much more special. As I say, I've set this up. Rehearsal dinners have become more and more important and planned a little more extravagantly than they used to be. A lot of times now it's one of the few times that entire families are able to group together, so there are larger groups for those, as well as for the receptions, whereas the ceremony itself there may not be so much elaborate decor for. So consider Trees and Trends for all your needs, and hopefully some of the tips that you've seen here today will work for you.